Well, don't sleep on you, my youth. Get your business started today. The Youth Economy Agency will guide you. Provide funding. Yes, sister, provide funding. Plus training to run your business profitably. Yo, go online now to start living the St. Lucian dream. Just one click and boom, you're in business.
Good afternoon, St. Lucia. Welcome to Youth Unplugged for today, Thursday, April 24th, 2025. And of course, reminding you that Youth Unplugged is brought to you by the Youth Economy Agency. And if you do not know what the Youth Economy Agency is all about, it is basically taking your passion, your talent, your skill, and allowing you, assisting you to turn it into a business, along with all the requisite training which are required as a business owner, from marketing to accounting to sales and to everything else. And my guest today, with my guest today, sorry, we're serving up passion, purpose, and plant power. But before I get to that, I need to, since this is a youth related program, I need to shout out our sponsors, the Youth Economy Agency, and of course, the government of St. Lucia. If anyone had taken note of the appropriation bill presented by the Prime Minister yesterday, you'd have noted that the youth and education featured prominently among the other goodies for St. Lucia, and among them, kudos to those quote unquote, I hate using that term, but temporary teachers who we know have not been paid any salary during the month of August, which is really tough for them after the carnival before school reopens. And of course, the materials allowance that they would have gotten, they are now going to be paid every August. And amid that, we've seen that many advances have been made in the education sector, preparing our young people for the working world, and that is the conversion of four secondary schools to TVET schools and the schools for the arts and those for technology. So kudos to the government of St. Lucia. You young people who are listening, I hope that you and your parents are able to take advantage of all the opportunities in store for young people, because as cliche as it sounds, that you are the future. You are our future. You young people are our future. So we need to set your right so that you can continue and set that foundation for your children and your children's children. Now, to my guest, you are about to meet Jenard, 31. I did I get it right? Jenard, 31. I love that it's French, yeah? And Roxanne Master, his wife, 33. The dynamic husband and wife duo behind it. Vegan Avenue, a socially conscious business offering healthy eats, vegan treats, and clean meals for all ages. Their motto is live right is to eat right. With Roxanne's background in geriatric care and nutrition and Janar's expertise in psychology, their journey is deeply personal, inspired by loved ones lost to illness and a life-changing pregnancy scare. Now they're on a mission to promote natural, holistic living through foods that heal and energize. From smoothies to savory bowls, Vegan Avenues providing that wellness can be tasty, accessible, and rooted in love. So now we are about to nourish your body and mind with information from the business, about the business owned by this young couple. So welcome, folks. I know it was a lengthy introduction, but first of all, just introduce yourselves, a bit of your background, and we'll get into the question. Ladies first, ladies
Yes,
first.
ladies
And we have
first,
two
yeah.
ladies in the house. Those of you who can see online, baby girl is asleep right now.
Yes, yes, and fully plant-based at that, I might add.
Ah,
Yes, yes. So she's also my inspiration, but to my story and what led me to be partnered with this handsome young man. Yeah, honestly proud to stand here, to sit here, and to speak about my journey. So, with that, um, well, it wasn't the best at first, to be honest. I was practically all over the place. I was just trying to find my way, and then along came my strapping young man,
you
and
just
he,
stumbled upon him.
yeah, as the term says, high school sweetheart, sir. Yeah, so yeah, and then during our days before marriage and everything, he carried me through. it was a little tough at first, everybody have this thing where they cannot let down the meat, that kind of thing. No discrimination, just to add. Everybody have their way of eating, and that's just fine too. But I mean, we're more than open and ready to receive you when you're willing to, if you or when you do decide to take the step, the bold step to becoming a revolutionary. I
Ah,
wouldn't even say vegan because it's quite a broad term.
ah.
Yeah.
Jeanette, tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into this.
Well, I could say my point of action was just came from experience and seeing, like, you don't have to wait for it to happen to you to then say, oh, okay, that's what I should have done before. Now you see what's in front of you, you take note and you take that step to do better for yourself, which I did. So I, like she said, it wasn't easy, moving away from what you've been enrolling from small. But I wouldn't say it was hard because I know what I want. I know where I want to go. So discipline was my objective, to be very disciplined. So I just cut away from the meat, certain flours, well, white flour, wheat, and and continue to educate myself and then to educate those around me. And then she, give it furthermore enhance the idea, you know. So yeah, my experience, my lifetime experience, what I want for me, I would love for others as
No.
well.
Mm. I'll tell you something. Don't mind the long locks that you're seeing there. I'm an oletarian, eh?
Honestly.
And unless you can make the vegan food taste like meat.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
eat
that's
it.
that's my specialty. Don't
And
worry.
we will get to that. All right. So, of course, let's start with your story. How did Vegan Avenue come to life, and what personal experiences led you down this path of natural living and clean eating? You did mention, but can we go a little into detail if it's not too painful an experience for you?
Well, for starters, like I said, I was practically all over the place until I found some direction. I mean, I could say the leading was from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she started me with basically tips.
And you came from a religious family, yeah?
Well,
Let's
yeah,
add that to
yeah, you
it.
could say that much. But I mean, the eating wasn't really a thing because let's just say I was not Adventist,
Hmm.
so none of those traditional,
The ital pork that we eating.
yeah, But pork, funny enough, I started with pork. Surprisingly, I
Mm.
I cut out pork first because I realized, okay, and what propelled me is him again. Why? Because he was not eating it, and he would never, no matter how I would tell him it tasting nice, not him for nothing. So, I mean, I respected, you know. I mean, I don't think, no, we weren't that far yet. However, yeah. And then after that, I realized, okay, milk was not a thing for me either. So I had to cut out milk. Gradually, I went to like saltfish, fish, any type of, well, not any type of fish. I have a specific type of fish that I used to eat. But I mean, I was like, how are I doing that? And then you're looking at each other every time and picking up and we saying, hey, I miss that. Let's prepare that. And there are people around us that they say, oh, let's go ahead and even and do this and that. But hey, we have control. We have control. And I mean, I'm proud to say that I am fully, well, alkaline, because that's what we do now, alkaline living, and we promote that because there are certain things once, but Instagram, I can say, is my friend. It have a lot of things like health channels and stuff you can. So you have the information at your fingertips. You do not have no, when you see it comes to health, I would say openly, you have no excuse to not eat something healthy, whether it be a salad, a smoothie, whatever your body can eat. But something, there's the Dr. Sebi, if nature didn't make it, don't take it.
All right. So
Exactly.
my question is, tell us more about the Vegan Avenue. What's it all about, and what do you do generally?
Okay.
Well, what do we do? Well, Vegan Avenue, we prepare CMOS kombucha. We have four flavors, two sizes, which is herbal, which has cannabis, We have beets and ginger mint, and piña blaze, that's pineapple and basil. Well, the small for 8 and large for 25. We also prepare, well, vegan eats and treats, which entails, well, donuts, muffins, cupcakes, we get cheesecakes, and all the unhealthy food, we make it more enticing in our world. So take a step in our world for a moment. Yeah. So we also do vegan meals, which entail, well, item pot, well, the alkaline, whole, like, well,
Basically whole foods.
Yeah,
yeah,
now, the importance of alkaline, can you tell us? Because I
Right.
I normally associate when I in latter years you hear alkaline, you think of a way of battling cancer.
right.
What
Yes.
tell the people what's with the whole alkaline movement and alkaline foods?
Well, alkaline is the way our body functions. It's like electricity. You know, that's how it functions. That's what we feed it, especially take foods like macabu. We have the baru bananas, what they call it, chickpeas. All those foods are alkaline foods, which helps the body stay in its proper function.
Mhm. Okay. Now, Roxanne, you're certified in geriatric and nutrition, as you know. Your background is in psychology. Um, how your professional experiences influence the way you run your business, Vegan Avenue?
Well, with psychology, it definitely starts within of the mind, and then what we eat, well, what we feed the body,
Mhm.
and then with the psychological aspect, well, we educate ourselves as to what we our point of direction in which we go. So when we hence we get the knowledge, we apply it, and we just develop our daily habits, basically.
On a side note, vegan food is normally vegan. Well, at one point it was vegetarian, but now we've branched into so many subsets of dietary dietary preferences. Let's put it
Mhm.
that way, for lack of a better term. Um, vegan food is and vegetarian food is seen as expensive. There's this saying that the things that are really good for you. You go into the supermarket, you go by the market, you'll pay much more for them than you would probably pay for a pack of chicken and stuff with MSGs and these things that you eat. Um, how would you what would you use to try to tell to dispel that notion among someone who may be interested in probably eating healthy, but are concerned about the cost of eating healthy?
Well, I would recommend that they educate themselves firstly, because they have a lot of schemes in which healthy foods are being advertised.
Mhm.
Now you have to know what you're buying, and not everything that has a hefty price tag is what actually good for you. Because that's what they want you to buy, and like, yeah, it's expensive, and it just brings that whole mood. Watch the ingredients. A simple product not supposed to have more than 4 or 5 items in it. Well, it depends. If it's natural, say a peas, you know it's a pea.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would just recommend they educate themselves first as to what they're buying and what they should actually be eating.
Okay. Now, you've spoken openly about illness in your family and in your death pregnancy experience. How did those moments shape your views on food, health, and purpose?
Food, it when it had me a bit physical at first because it's like, okay, why? And the biggest thing for me, the foods that are not so good for you are the ones that have
Tastes good.
more of a weight, have less of a price. Those are not good for you. They have less
Hmm.
of a price than those that are actually good. And that did not make sense. I say, what a backwards world. But hey, it still shaped me because now it making me more aware. Now see me in the grocery store, pick up something, especially for her, trying like to eat a lot of things already.
Hmm.
So you're looking for a snack. You're looking at the snack, BHT, red, yellow, six, dye, all the formaldehyde, sodium benzonate, all kind of names that you cannot, once you cannot pronounce,
Pronounce
put
it,
it
yeah.
down, put it down.
If you can't pronounce it, forget it.
Forget it.
Well, going back to our
Because
question
all that is
earlier,
chemicals.
it's chemicals.
Yeah.
Now, going back to our question earlier about the healthy, going healthy is too expensive or complicated. How do you make your meals more affordable, accessible, and appealing to everyday solutions. Like I said, somebody like me, I like my taste of pork. So how can you even make something taste like pork for me, and I'll accept it readily?
You'll be surprised.
Yeah, it's just knowing like how to meddle with the, and just being creative as to what you meant together. Yeah. But to the question of affordability, I mean, yes, everything have a price on it,
Mhm.
but it's not. I wouldn't say I not. Okay, let me just say it as it is. I'm not doing it for money or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's passion. So even if I mean I put an adequate price to it, but whoever wants it and however it comes, I work with you because you want to engage with what we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you guys do dietary assistance? I mean, apart from preparing the food, do you tell us more about your dietary assistance and how that's been working out
Yes.
for you?
Would, so that would, of course, be on my end,
Mm-hmm.
as I would be the consultant. So, well, as we reinforce that I have my expertise in the area of healthcare consultancy and geriatric care, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that expertise, I am able to advise, of course, with much research. I do all the necessary research first. Let's say a condition which is most prevalent in Tinshaw, well, at least two. There are more, but I will keep it brief.
Mm-hmm.
Polycystic
Diabetes and
ovaries,
hypertension.
that's one.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
yes.
for the women especially,
And
and
there's another,
endometriosis.
right,
That's
in
another. Yes.
actually, I thought that was
So
the same
those are
thing.
two. Well, I could say they're similar, but one have more symptoms which are, yeah, unlike the other. Some similar, some not so much. And it will present a thing where women put on a lot of weight and they are said to be obese, but they don't understand
Mm-hmm.
that the body goes through certain things, and it's some they will claim is genetic, some
They will claim. Why you say
or
they will claim?
hereditary.
Why will claim?
Um,
Why you say claim? Is it not the case?
no, in some cases, no.
Yeah.
And really, to be upfront, as we should,
Mm-hmm.
there are some they claim it is genetic, but it's still borderline your health. Everything comes down to health. If you don't take care of your mind and your body, obviously, but as my partner rightly said, it starts in the mind. Health starts
It's
with
all
the
in the
mind.
mind.
You stress, so you stress it. They say there's a reason why stressed backwards is desserts, because you look some of us, I won't say all, yeah,
I never realized that.
yeah,
Thank
oh,
you.
oh, right, it's big
Yeah.
one.
I pictured it already.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why they look to the for some people chocolates. I mean, I can attest to it because I used to stress eat before. I can put myself in that. I'm not gonna exempt myself from anything at all, and just be open right here and see. I was once one where any little thing at all that would piss me off, because I mean I used to do my 9 to 5 and stuff before I, joined with him on that, complemented the vision. Yeah, I used to eat a lot of nonsense. Believe me, that was I gained a lot of weight. And
Mm.
after a while, I just went into with him. I think the beginning of this year or something. So
No, last
or
year.
mid somewhere there, the intermittent fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we
was.
started intermittent fasting, and that actually did a great deal for me.
Is this
It changed
intermittent?
my whole world.
Is this intermittent fasting faith based, religious based, or it's just a
Now,
matter of your nutrition?
that's just basically rejuvenating your gut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's speak about our sponsors, the Youth Economy Agency, because obviously you were also highlighted as people who did benefit from the programs from the Youth Economy Agency. So how did you first learn about the year, and what made you decide to become a client?
I think
Um,
that was we saw it on Facebook or something like that.
yeah, we were introduced on Facebook.
Yeah, through Facebook, and then well, they did the normal routine, come in, getting your information and whatnot, where you want to go,
Yeah.
and then from there we had a few classes, a few sessions in terms of like
Business development.
business right and stuff like that. Well, based on what you actually looking for,
Mhm.
they classify you and they just accommodate you in whatever way. Yeah.
So have you been
Yeah.
satisfied with the assistance? Are you grant recipients from the Youth Economy Agency?
Yes.
Yes.
And how far did those grants go for you? What were you able to purchase or invest into your business in that respect?
Well, to what we're doing at present, where we got a table, chairs, and the likes, and we do pop-ups from Tuesday to Friday
Mhm.
out in Rodney Diamond Girl from 9 to 3,
Mhm.
and we come out with our treats. Well, different days we do different items. Yeah.
What's the reception been like? You said Diamond Go, you do your pop-up shops. What's the reception been like from the purchasing public?
To be honest, between the North and Castries, there is a better location because it seems like the North is more health conscious when it comes to eating and discipline.
Do you think that may go back to what I said about the cost of eating healthy and the quote unquote bougie people? And I'm talking about anecdotal because from what my observation, those who can afford to eat
Right.
those things are quick, the ones who quick to say that they're vegan, apart from people for the real
Yeah.
estate quick to say they're vegan.
Right.
So maybe that might be a reason. But I don't want to discriminate because we have as much people with spending power in the south as we have up north. But when you think of the north, you think of certain areas where there are enclaves, there are people who actually do have the spending power.
Right.
Maybe that's the reason. Do you think so?
Well, I wouldn't see it like that. Everybody have a point of interest and they will invest in it as much as they would like to.
Hmm.
So it's always a choice.
They invest as much as they can. They are able to.
Oh, sometimes.
But sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Yes, I could.
Sometimes. All right. Say good afternoon to Solange Pasqua James. Good afternoon to you. And reminding you folks that you can, if you have any questions for our guests, so we have, since we started late, we have probably just about 10 minutes left, but I still have some more questions for them. But you could join our WhatsApp conversation on 724-0008 or on our Facebook live at the official page of Radio Caribbean International. Now, Vegan Avenue, we've touched it, but let's get more into it. It isn't just a food business. It feels like a movement. What's the deeper mission behind your brand?
I'm not about just selling food, but creating relationships, bonds, not just with our customers, but with our farmers, investors, and other bodies that, well, basically surround the craft of
Mhm.
what we do.
So your products, do you buy them from the supermarkets mainly, or do you, like you just mentioned, farmers? Do you approach local farmers? Do you have any sorts suppliers, sorry, who are local farmers, or do you just go for the supermarket route?
Well, it's half and half, yeah. But majority of the time, it would be a farmer. But
Okay, that's great.
for certain things like peas and stuff,
Of
yeah,
course,
the
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, my next question for you is that you're both business owners and life partners. What's the dynamic like, and any lessons or tips for couples looking to build together? Folks, if you did not see that, those of you who are watching from home, should not just give a cheeky look and a smile and a pause. So let me hear advice. It sounds like you have some serious advice first.
No doubt.
Yes.
No doubt.
Go ahead, my brother.
Well, guys, building, for sure, we're supposed to have a very solidified foundation. So make sure your foundation is the same, like you all know what exactly you're in it for, and not just taking only, but you're here to give as much as you take sometimes. But on the flip side, I believe discipline, accountability, and friendship. But friendship, for the most part, you need a friend in every aspect of your life, even when you're alone. Yeah, man.
Right.
So whether in business or not, you still need a friend, and a lifetime friend at that.
All right, we have one more question before we go into our rapid fire question, which is now a staple of Youth Unplugged. What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs who have a great idea but are scared of taking the first step? The apprehensions, maybe for one reason or another.
Follow your passion. What burns in your soul? Give it more wood, add more fire to it. Find your niche and just blaze your trail. Even if it's lonely, even if it's hard, it's scary, it feels stupid, you feel lost, do it anyway.
Have you ever dealt with failure, and have you ever had
Right.
dealt with, and how did you handle that failure and pull yourself out of it?
Many times. I could say, I don't have it all together, neither does anybody. You would have your times where you just flip out. That's okay too. Express yourself in whatever way.
Mhm.
Just
Hey, my
let it
friends,
out.
you hear that, my friends? Well,
Let,
put my
out let, let it
attention.
out in the moment, deal with
Go out
it
in nature.
Yeah.
and just get back to it. Remember why you're there and just keep going.
You look like a man that on his path. Now,
Boy.
rapid. Now, Roxanne, you get your mic close. Get your mouth close to that mic. I'm
Yeah.
going to ask some rapid fire questions as we close up before we get into your. In fact, first of all, hold on.
Yeah.
As I normally do,
Mm.
can you give me your social media handle so I can put online for those who may want to watch our broadcast again and those who are there right
Okay.
now? So it is
Ours at Vegan
Vegan Avenue,
Avenue.
right? Vegan
Avenue
Avenue
320.
and your that's sorry. Just give me your what you call it, your Instagram first.
Yeah, at Vegan Avenue 323.
Avenue 323. So folks for Instagram, it's at Vegan Avenue 323. Vegan the way it's supposed to be spelled, sorry. And I will not I will not I will not correct tell you how to spell Vegan Avenue, Google it. And that's Vegan Avenue 323. That's on Instagram and
Vegan
on
Avenue
On
on
Facebook.
and Facebook is the same Facebook.
Vegan Avenue.
Vegan
At Facebook. Oh, I almost forgot how to spell Facebook. Oh Lord. All right. So now the rapid fire round, you're going to answer those questions together. So it doesn't matter. You may have different answers, but I think we can tell the male's voice from the female's voice. So we will know who. First question. Sweet or savory?
Chocolate.
What do you say? Let's go back. First question. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Savory.
Savory. Oh, well, opposite to attract, eh? Smoothies or salads?
Smoothie.
Smoothies.
Oh, okay. All right. One ingredient you can't live without.
Watermelon.
Sapina.
Okay, what's it? Again? I know
It's
that.
kind of like a greens.
Yeah, I hated
Yeah.
string beans. I always hated those
No,
things.
like it's like a leaf, almost
Oh,
like
sapien. There we go.
Sepia, yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Watermelon.
Favorite solution dish you've managed to veganize?
lasagna.
Lasagna.
Hey, all right. Early mornings or late nights in the kitchen?
Late night.
Late nights.
I'm an early morning person.
Okay.
One word to describe Vegan Avenue's journey so far.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hey, don't look at it. Don't look at it. Oh, you see, it's sick. You're cheating. You're
But it
cheating.
is. It is.
All right.
I was actually giving it some thought first.
All right. Okay, folks. Any final thoughts that you want to add on to promote your business, anything like the public out there to know before we close up another interesting session of Youth Unplugged?
Well, the
That's
There
my
we go.
computer. Sorry, folks.
okay. Well, to give a thing of our consultancy services, the Mr. Holistic for my husband and myself, I do the dietary. I provide dietary supplements according to, let's say you have a physician and you have your prescription or whatever, and you don't want to fill it with a doctor, you very much open to hearing from you. And
Contact number.
our contact information, yes. Gina Mafre is 717-4308, and myself, Roxanne Mafre, 718-3406.
717
4308.
4308. Next
And
one.
718-3406.
06. Now,
Yes.
someone someone who is listening, and the man is a CMOS man. He says, let your guests know it's not about expensive. It's about eating your food like medicine before your food becomes medicine. I like that. I love that
I
line.
agree that.
I
Yeah.
love it.
that.
I love it.
Totally.
Hey, Doan,
I endorse
Yeah.
this.
Doan is being endorsed by my guest. So
Yeah.
good afternoon to you, my brother.
Respect.
All right, so
Yeah.
this has been Youth Unplugged
Yes.
with my, I've known Roxanne quite a while. I'm just meeting her husband, Shinad, but interview with Roxanne and Shinad Mathred of Vegan Avenue, who's ensuring that we take the right path when it comes to our diet and eating healthy. And I will tell you something, I'm sorry, but I like my meat. So I need to tell you, listen, you need to send me a sample of something tasting like pork. Don't mind the locks, don't mind the locks. Something tasting like pork. I want to eat that. I want a special sample sent to me. Yeah.
Not a
And from
problem.
then, once you can convert me, I convert in the world. But
That
folks,
is a very good one.
but thank you very much for being there. And this has been another interesting session of Youth Unplugged with my guests. Of course, reminding you that they are youth, they are under the age of 35. So that means they are among those who are our future and are preparing themselves and yourselves for our future to be the next ones running this country. And it's a good start, it's a healthy start to ensure that we can avoid all those ailments that seem to afflict us as of late, like cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes. So, folks, it was wonderful having you here. And, folks, reminding you again, listeners and viewers, on Sunday, Youth Unplugged, sorry, not Youth Unplugged, Golden Grooves, giving you that old school music from 3 p.m. We have a giveaway, compliments our sponsors, Promotech. We will be giving away jazz tickets, especially that one for Mother's Day, the main stage with Open and Fire John Legend. So make sure you find yourself tuned into RCI 101.1 FM this Sunday afternoon. So for Youth Unplugged and our sponsors, the Youth Economy Agency, I am Miguel Favre, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
That was
But imagine, sometimes feeling like there's only 2 days in the week. Yesterday was Monday, and look at them Friday afternoon. So hear that. Do you have a talent or skill that you can turn into a business idea? Well, don't sleep on you, my youth. Get your business started today. The Youth Economy Agency will guide you. Provide funding. Yes, sister, provide funding. Plus training to run your business profitably. Yo, go online now to start living the St. Lucian dream. Just one click and boom, you're in business.
Programme CIP a wede bati pays secrécy. Nous n'y pour protéger, préserver avec fait plus fort pour l'autre génération qui va venir. Tous les années, CIP a mis en place millions à millions de dollars pour bagaille qui pointe chez nous. Maman l'école, jeunesse, monde qui a besoin de traitement médical, chimie, l'hôpital, la communauté, employement et puis développement national. Citizenship by Investment CIP, c'est ça nous pour protéger, ça nous pour nous chaîner, pour imprimer cette liste.
Lucia creates it with Einstein bathroom bonanza. Bundle and save from vanities to toilets, shower sets to vanities. Gear them up, triple them up, or buy 5 or more for 10, 12, and 15% off. Something to look up. The more you buy, the more you save. Get discounts on selected items like faucets, LED mirrors, cleaners, and more. What more? Bathroom bliss? We're giving you a special introductory offer on toilets, starting as low as $240. Silent style bathroom bonanza is on at our Castries, Worthy Bay, and Viewfort stores. Call our visitors today.
My favorite charity was the Marian Hope, and this is always go to New York and send down 3 barrels, which we would be all happy to see at home, only to find out there was only 1 for the house. The other 2 were for the Marian Hope.
We didn't mess around with Mrs. Hall.
It makes the whole family extremely proud that the work that she did is being celebrated.
That's how close we were. She would travel, I would have her keys, I would, yeah.
La Belle Creole Gala, a celebration of the 2025 Cultural Icon Series, Mrs. Teresa Hall, Thursday, May 1st at the Pavilion on the Ramp, Rodney Bay. Feel the rhythm, see the art, live the culture.
50 years of standing strong, supporting the shop up along. From bring independence here today, the pony is here to stay. From cruising lane up to the fuck down, we've been holding it down. Through the highs and the lows, we're always there. The celebration, oh yeah, we bring the vibes. The brewery, drink so nice. The brewery, a legacy brew, the future inspired. Cheers to the brewery, who bring the vibes. The brewery, drink so nice. The brewery, a legacy brew, the future inspired. Cheers to the brewery. Oh, oh, cheers to 50 years of the brewery. Oh, oh, Heineken St. Lucia Limited.
Fresh styles, just why that access Walk Mall. Your wardrobe of great styles here. From chic jeans and linen pants to flirty floral dresses, rompers, and stylish fashion sets, we've got everything you need. Rock brunch wear, sleek bodysuits, and stunning bodycon dresses in all sizes, including our one plus size collection. Complete your look